I had somebody reach out to me by the name of Casey via email, and they asked me to share their GoFundMe on the motorcycle shop they were trying to raise money for to build, and they're asking for $400,000. And rather than just share this with you guys, I wanted to add my opinion or my context to it because I don't think you need $400,000 to build a motorcycle shop. So I guess I'm talking to Casey. You don't need $400,000 to build a motorcycle shop. In fact, I think you could do it with a tent from Harbor Freight and a few tools and I guess a will to kind of just make it happen. But I do come from a place of privilege because I know some people will say, well, Brandon, you have a garage here, and you're right. But I did not always have this garage. Even when I was on a back porch, outside, I was still working on my bike, oil changes, exhaust, brakes, whatever I needed to do to maintain my motorcycle. But when we moved in this garage or this house, I knew that I wanted a garage and I planned for that to have something like this because I knew I wanted to take things to the next level. But with a motorcycle shop, it takes more than just 400 or just money to run a motorcycle shop. I know this from just rebuilding motorcycles. It is more than just rebuilding bikes. There's the research, there's the understanding the manuals, there's finding out stuff that's not in the manual, there's dealing with people like body shops and paint shops, there's dealing with dealerships, there's the accounting side of it, of the business, there's the marketing, the advertising, dealing with people, trying to find people to sell your bikes to. I still have not found somebody that wants to buy my Super Chief. There's a lot involved with this. But when I was looking for a house, and just bear with me because I'm gonna kind of build this up. We were looking for a house that I knew I wanted a garage, but during the pandemic, 2020, the housing market was just crazy. You were overbidding for homes in a bidding war with people, and the interest rates were lower, and a lot of people had stimulus money, including myself and my wife. So we pulled our money together. We were like, okay, we're gonna get a house because our renting situation was kind of strained, and we found this house, not in the best side of town, but it was renovated and it had what we wanted. And for me, it had a storage room in the back that was wired with electricity. I want to say it's about a 10 by 12. I don't know exactly, but it was big enough I knew that I could get a couple bikes in there and just store my stuff and kind of build up to what I wanted to do. So what ended up happening, the house appraised for $10,000 less than what we wanted. And I even offered to pay all of the closing costs, which I did not have at the time. I was putting all this stuff on credit cards up in like these last few pieces. And basically they backed out of the deal and I was out $750 on house inspections. So rather than haggle them, I just figured this was not for me, right? So fast forward a few weeks later, we find this house, we come look at it, and then we want to put a bid in on this house. And come to find out no one else had put a bid in on it. And we were wondering why, because it was such a nice home considering the times we were in with the bidding wars. Come to find out, the listing for this home had not been updated with all of the renovations. So the kitchen, the den, and all that still had all the old brown panels. This garage, the rest of the house had these old brown panels up. But when you come and actually look inside the house, everything was renovated. So we put the bid in, we won the bid, bought the house, nobody bidded against us, and we got this garage. But my point here is that for somebody that's asking for $400,000, I'm hoping that they're not waiting till they have all of those pieces or that money to start that thing versus doing the individual steps that they need to get to the point where when they have that, they're able to maximize on that opportunity, right? So we waited for this for a while. And then once we were able to get it, we were able to capitalize on the opportunity. I was not expecting to get any of this, and I did not wait for the perfect time to get it. But while I was working towards this, I was doing what I needed to do. So when the opportunity did come up, I was prepared for it. And how could you apply this with a motorcycle shop? For me, for instance, I've also looked at commercial space recently because I want to expand beyond this because people ask me all the time, Brandon, I want to come over and just watch you wrench. What's your location? I want to come and like wrench and stuff. I'm like, dude, this is my house. I can't just invite anybody over here. So I've wanted a commercial space, or I'm aspiring to get a commercial space, but I looked at a commercial space and one was like 150 grand. That was not the best part of the town. It looked like it was perfect for what I needed it for, but that still does not include all the renovations and things that you need to get it up to where you need it to be. So that's why I say, while I'm wrenching in here, I'm not waiting for certain things to fall in line for me to be able to get what I want or what I need. I'm steady just incrementing 1% every day to try to get better. So when that time does come, I go, boom, I can capitalize on that. Boom, I can at least work towards getting it because I know what needs to be done. And one thing I learned about rebuilding is that when I can't do something, I search for the people that can help me do certain things. Or if I know I need to learn about thunderstrokes, I signed up for Polaris's free academy and learned how these thunderstrokes worked. If I need to learn how to fix forks, I did that. If I need to know how to buy commercial property, I'm researching that. Constantly, every night, I'm studying CAD, AutoCAD, the same stuff that engineers use to build cars, homes, civil engineers to do roadways and stuff. I'm learning that software so I can understand how to build motorcycle components because I want to manufacture parts at one point. But I don't have the money for that. I don't have the know-how for that, but I'm constantly working towards getting there. So this individual, Casey, they said that they tried eBay at one point, they tried YouTube at one point, and right now they're trying to do choppers because they really want to do something that they want to do and not something that they don't want to do. Well, my recommendation to you is to just work at all the little things you think you need before you actually get there. Because if you wait for every single thing to align, for us regular people, the majority of us, it's never gonna line up. And if you constantly waiting for the perfect moment, it's never gonna get here. So rather than wait, it makes sense to just start and learn every little skill that you can and compound that, and you can capitalize on the opportunity when it shows up. So even though I have this garage, if I didn't, you can get a storage unit. You can get a pop-up tent from Home Depot and at least you're out of the sun. And I know those things cost money, but I've met builders, true builders, that have built motorcycles in hotel rooms. This guy had a house fire and pretty much lost everything, but he got the bikes out and I don't remember exactly how it went down, but I want to say he went through a house fire. But the story was he was living in a hotel and he built, I think, 2 cafe racers in a hotel. And it just shows that when somebody has a desire, the curiosity, the patience, and just the will to do something, they're gonna figure it out no matter what. They don't have to have every single piece. They'll build the pieces as they go along and they're there to capitalize when it happens. So don't wait for all of that to be there for you to do this motorcycle shop. A lot of people say, well, Brandon, I don't have somewhere to park my bikes, or I had a bike in storage. And when I wanted to go get it, I would go get it out of storage. It was in this little tight little space. My S1000 would barely fit in there. And I would get it out when I wanted to work on it or go ride it. It's possible, man. I know it's not easy. YouTube is not easy. eBay is not easy. Rebuilding bikes is not easy. I know social media glorifies it. I may glorify it, but it's not easy. But if you're really passionate about it, the journey of doing it outweighs everything. So I'm gonna leave a link down to Casey's GoFundMe if you guys want to get into that, but I'm curious about what you think about all of this. Like I said, you don't need all of this to do it. I'm just lucky enough to have a garage that I've converted, and my wife let me convert it into it so I can do everything that I want to do here, but it's work. There's a lot of moving pieces, but I'm passionate about it, and that's what keeps me going. So I wish you well, and let me know what you guys think about that down below. But that's it. Catch you in the next one. Peace.